so geographic limits. What does it mean to live and do business in a world without geographic limits? And that starts our first trend, rural omni-local. Doesn't that sound cool? I made that up. Rural omni-local. Oh, I'm telling you, these are your people. You know Missouri Star.
I just visited there last week.
Okay, who are the Missouri Star fans? Woo, baby, look at that. In any audience of 20 or more, there is at least one Missouri Star fan. Now, there's a lot of guys in the audience going, Missouri Star Quilt Company. So before we get there, I just want to say, let's explain, what does rural omni-local even mean? It means we have access in our businesses now to reach our local audiences with more tools, but also the wider audience with a whole suite of tools. We have access, we can make a mobile-friendly website and reach all of our customers wherever they are. We can use social networks, we can text and email, we can reach people all over, as well as world-famous e-commerce. And so let's look at one business that has made a business out of this, the Missouri Star Quilt Company. Jenny Doan, Hamilton, Missouri, town of 1,800 people. 1,800 people. Not a big town, but they started using YouTube to do quilting demonstrations. Jenny does really good quilting demonstrations. The last place, when I talked about this in Kentucky just last month, they said, a woman in the audience said, even I can quilt, and I love that. That's the kind of demonstration that really inspires confidence in people, and that's the secret to why they work so well. Did you know that there are fabric stores in lots of places? People buy from Jenny. Have you bought from Jenny? Yes, 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 yes. But there's other fabric stores you could have bought from. Yeah, yeah. But they ship packages, hundreds and hundreds of packages out of that building every single day. People drive miles and miles and miles to go there. Women flew from Australia to visit the store in Hamilton, Missouri. That's rural omni-local. That's using all the tools available at your disposal. They have the e-commerce site so you can order easily. They do the demonstrations on YouTube so they can reach you. And then they're available bricks and mortar in a physical location where you can come and visit them. That's, when big retailers use it, they call it omni-channel. We're small retailers, we're going to call it omni-local. You'd be everywhere at the same time. Everything gigantic in American retail is about to get smaller or die. That is a quote from economist James Kunstler, who was writing in Business Insider magazine in 2013. He saw it coming. He saw it coming. And in fact, also in 2013, Charles Wetzel, who's with the Buxton Group out of Fort Worth, does site selection for big retail, said that big boxes are taking smaller and smaller square footage. And when asked why, he said, quite honestly, and you have to love it anytime a site selector starts with quite honestly. But quite honestly, businesses are going back to the customer service days where the customer feels loved. No wonder big boxes are having trouble. No wonder. Sherry Bridges with Wake Forest University's Retail Marketing Center said that small is a big trend nowadays. There's a definite trend towards a smaller footprint. She said Best Buy calls it community-oriented retail. Ooh, yeah, that's what I thought, community-oriented retail. Chain Store Age has admitted that mom and pops are cool again. So what's the story here? What does this lead to? And look what this leads to. What are they building? It's a pretend downtown. Not only are the boxes getting smaller, but they're having to put it in something that looks like downtown. Do you know who has a downtown? You do. Your downtown is a downtown. Oh, maybe this is good news for us. We kind of like this idea. Office Depot has closed 300 stores this year, 300 of their big box stores, because their corporate focus is to focus on their store of the future model. What size do you suppose that is? It's much smaller. Big trend. Why are they doing this? This is hard for them. Where the customer feels loved, that's hard if you're a big box. Why would they even think this way? Yes?
Is it a customer
customer does not care about feeling loved, they will order it online.
Because if the customer does not care about feeling loved, they will order it online. What's your name? Erin. She's exactly right. Customers are making them change. If we don't care about it, we'll order it. And it'll show up at our door by that global shipping and delivery, and it'll show up with no effort. But if we care about it, we want you to care about us. Customers are changing this. The MasterCard Spending Pulse for Small Business over the last 4 years has reported spending at small businesses is increasing faster than spending at big businesses, industry-wide. We're seeing this shift, and you guys believe me about it. It's definitely on. Like I mentioned, Chain Store Age says that mom and pops are cool again, and if Chain Store Age admits mom and pops are cool again, then you can trust me, that's already happening. That has already happened. Okay, so then with that switch, what does that point us to? The end result of this is that IBM research says that in 5 years, buying local will beat buying online. Now, what are they basing that on? Well, they're IBM, so there's going to be a technology component. And they're saying that the store is close to customers, where they can actually come in and get immediate gratification. Overnight shipping is not near as cool as, here it is, take it now. Immediate gratification. And so stores have that advantage of proximity. And then we merge that with online abilities. Data, recommendations, wish lists, additional information about a wide range of products, reviews, information from other customers. If you bring that data to the physical location of the store, that's the merger that creates, I'm going to say, we'll call it rural omni-local because that's what we're going to call it. So those are the retail trends. I want you to think about those. I'm just going to give you a minute to think about those. Don't shake your head and say no, say yes.
Oh, no, that's not.
I've been trying to get him to go along with this for years, he says. All right, I want you to think for just a minute about small steps that you could take if you're in retail or if you know some retailers, and then who should you talk to? Who should you connect to around this trend? We did. All right, so here's the question. Why did we go online? The local store didn't have what we wanted. Okay, the old line of retail that existed from the time when we were kids, or when I was a kid, let's say through the 70s and on, that style of retail kind of drove us online because it was pretty inflexible, poorly stocked, wasn't that great on customer service. That was kind of the stereotype of what retail was like at the time. But what do we want? We want to feel loved. In our best rural stores, small town stores, have a very small town sense of customer service. And when you talk about recommendations, you know, Amazon's great at giving you the recommendations that go along with it. You know who else can do that? Really smart people at your local store that really know their business. So the best of our local retailers have the best of those abilities, as well as, I mean, there's really some great strengths that we have, including that involvement in the community, being a part of building a local economy. So our local stores have the opportunity to take advantage of this. That doesn't mean that they have yet. But more and more, I see this. I see a lot of, as I went around to all the local stores in Alva, we were doing a holiday promotion and I went around and knocked on doors and looked in everybody's store, which was great fun, by the way. It was wonderful to see a bunch of stores I'm not usually in. I found that every single one of them has diversified what they're carrying. Instead of only focusing on trying to have like the full selection of everything you might ever want to have, they're carrying an edited selection of stuff we know is awesome.
Because we're getting tired of too much choice.
Because we're getting too tired of too much choice, we do.
It's about curation.
It is about curation, it's about recommendation, it's about the fact that you have an expertise if you run a store. You've learned some things and you bring that to what you curate. And then you carry other stuff that maybe even, like my local Radio Shack, we still have a Radio Shack, they're carrying barbecue equipment and spices in KitchenAid mixers. I know, you're like, and I don't see the connection, but you know what, they're working it and they are still in business. And you know, I found that in every single store I went into, they were carrying stuff I didn't know they had. I found out there was a store that had a beauty salon in the back. I didn't even know they had that. So we're seeing a lot more diversification within each store as they seek to serve what customers really want. And you had something back there, yes?
I did. Also, in a couple places here in town, if they don't have what I'm looking for, they're happy to order it for me, which is
Yes.
so nice because I don't like to go online and order.
Right. She's saying that local stores, if they don't have it, they will get it. Also, I'm seeing more of local retailers being willing to refer out and going, I don't have it, but if you go see Wilda, she's got it. And so we're seeing more of that happen in our really good stores. Do we still have some old line crabby stores? Yes, we do. They will pass into the past at some point, but yes, sir, very quickly.
What's Walmart doing to adjust to the trend?
Walmart is suffering their first ever sales decline as a result of not adjusting to the trend, is what Walmart is doing. And in fact, the hometown paper for Walmart reported that with the headline, "The End of an Era."
Well, guess what they have now?
They just
They
did
have
that
it's
at
called
Costco.
neighborhood Walmart.
They have neighborhood markets. They are introducing smaller format stores. They're trying it. In the first couple of years, they worked really well. They've declined a little bit since then.
Sold off 37 of them.
And they've sold off 37 of them. They're not working as well as they'd hoped because they don't know how to run them. They don't have the supply chain to do that. They don't have the customer feels loved. They don't know how to do that anymore. You know who used to do that was Sam Walton did that. He loved all over his customers. Are they still doing it? No. No? No, 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 they're not.